Hey kids, welcome back to Ajax's channel. Today, we are going to be working on the Gundam Exia 00 from Gundam 00. As you can tell, it's already been completed, pretty much assembled all the way. We also got
Hey kids,
a few of
welcome
the
back to Ajax's
blades.
channel. Today,
Hold on. The shield and some of his blades already assembled. The GN sword, which is a gun. Well, a sword and a gun at the same time, so it's a gun blade, essentially. As you can tell, turns into a gun. That's the barrel right there. And one more blade. So we pretty much got everything all set up. The only thing missing are the decals, which I'm debating on whether or not to actually add on, and also some panel lining. Now, we've already got some of the holographic pieces onto the Gundam, which are these little pieces right here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's where it is. Actually, let me move my camera up a little bit so I can work a little bit closer. Yeah, holographic pieces right there. I don't know if you can see those, but there's going to be some holographic pieces, other holographic pieces that we actually have to add on. That being the case, we're going to have to go take a look at where everything is supposed to go. So, there is no clear instructions on how to do this. Actually, it looks like there are. So we're looking for the A and B. Let me see if I can figure out how this is supposed to work. So, no, we can't. Pretty much can't figure out how this is supposed to work. These are letters, and according to the instructions, they're supposed to be numbered. So that being the case, we're probably not going to be able to do any of the holographic pieces now. It's something that I needed to plan a little bit better, I suppose. But yeah, it's something that we'll do later on. So today, we're just going to be working on panel lining. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what panel lining is, I'll give you a little quick example of what it is. If you don't mind me putting everything away first. And yes, I'm having a late night tonight. I actually didn't know whether or not I was going to stream, but I ended up doing it anyway. So as you can tell on the helmet, there's these black lines that go up on the fins right there. Now in the model itself, it doesn't appear. They don't exist, the black lines, but they do have little areas where the black lines could go, and that's where panel lining actually starts. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take these pens, Gundam pens. You can actually use other markers besides these, but these are the ones recommended, or these are the ones that come with it. Let me just open one up here. And each one of them, there's a reason why I have 3 of them, because each one of them actually are for different parts or different models, different colors. For instance, the gray Gundam pen is for white or light gray items, such as the legs right here, as you can tell, and some of the arms right there. The brown is for red or yellow, and the black markers are for blue or dark gray pieces. So, at first it doesn't seem like, you really need everything. Now, mind you, you only really need the black one, but it just pops out better if you have the 3 different colors for each one. So that's what we're gonna do tonight until I get tired. It's not gonna be that involved. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more chatting than usual. Well, I usually would, considering the fact that this is not as involved as, let's say, putting the model together. Now that was involved. And I wanted to, pretty much just get this done today. Well, I want to have the whole thing done by Friday, as Saturday I'm going to be buying a new model to build and stream on Twitch. So, oh, you know what? Let me update my... I forgot to update my stream. It was supposed to be panel lining, not weapons. So again, there you go. Got them all open. And this is going to be something fairly easy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to need some other tools for this. I hope you don't mind. I'll be right back. Hey Starcap, how are you? Sorry about that, I forgot a few things. So, other than the actual Gundam pens that we need, we're going to need Q-tips and a paper towel. And I had a bottle of alcohol here, but it seems to have gone away. I'm going to go and get that later on if I need it. Yes. Oh, found it. I don't know if we'll really need the alcohol. This is just for anything that streaks out or any excess that we might need to clean up. But so we're gonna start off with all the white and light gray areas, and for this we're gonna have to take off some pieces. So let us take off some pieces of the model. So this is the left arm. Let's start off with the left arm here. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but there are some areas that are raised and some areas that are sunk in on the armor. Now, like I said, usually you wouldn't really care about these parts, but with panel lining, I don't know if you guys can see the hand. Let me move my light down a little bit so it's a little bit better lit. The hand is pretty much all white. Now what we're going to do is we're going to panel line that. There's some areas in here that actually allow you to do that. And Starcav, welcome back, sir. Now, after this, you'll see what the Q-tips are for. Now, because even after they dry, you're still able to rub them off. And not only does the panel lining stay. Oh man, I wish I could show you guys a better. The panel lining actually stays. So that's the little black areas. I wish you guys could see that, but trust me, it makes it pop out a little bit more. And then you clean it up with a Q-tip. The cool thing about the Q-tip is not only does it clean off any excess, but it also gives the piece a little bit of a weathering effect. So yeah, tonight's not going to be that involved for as a stream. There's not going to be much assembly that we're going to be doing. We're just going to be panel lining this whole thing, or at least most of it, or at least as much of it as possible. And again, that's panel lining, and then cleaning off some of the excess. There's no real science to doing this. There's no real like instruction book or really even anything to really learn. Even if you look on YouTube or on Google, it pretty much tells you that, you know, you just pretty much panel line what you want. Wipe off any excess. And then there you go. That's it. Like I said, this stream isn't going to be all that involved tonight. I'm just going to be doing a lot of chatting with you guys while I do this. Hey, to me it's a little bit of a break, right? A little bit of a break from assembly. No real pattern to doing this. Just pretty much panel line, rub off excess, panel line, rub off excess, panel line, rub off excess, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Okay. Now, like I said, this is the left arm. You know, when I started doing this, I thought it was going to be a lot easier than what I'm doing right now. Well, the way it's working right now. But it's actually not as easy as I thought it would be. Looks like we'll need the alcohol. Either way. Ooh, unopened alcohol. Now you're not really gonna need too much of this, and even then, you know, even then, it's not really gonna wipe all of it off. It's just gonna wipe any excess off that you want wiped off, just for a cleaner look. That's all it is. Because the lines, the areas within the lines are gonna stay there. The black, the ink is gonna stay where it is, even with the alcohol. So, again, panel lining. Everybody that's in the channel right now, considering this is a panel lining night, and this isn't gonna be all that involved when it comes to the actual assembly of this thing, go ahead and feel free to chat it up. Chat it up with me, chat it up with each other. Doesn't really matter. This is one of those times where we're allowed. Starcab, how are you, my friend? The cool thing about some of this panel lining though is that some of it will give a lot of texture onto what you're trying to do, onto your model. A lot of texture. It'll make certain parts of your model actually pop a little bit better. The problem is some of the nub marks, and this is something I just realized, some of the nub marks end up popping out a little bit more also, which is unfortunate. Now, we've gotten to the blue, so we're going to use a black. So we've gotten to a blue area, and this is where the black one comes in. So I'm thinking at introspection. About what, bud? What have you been thinking about? If you don't mind me asking, of course. If you don't mind me asking. and it's something that you don't mind divulging to the public. At large. Blocky by block. Blocky by block. Or block by block. Jesus, yeah, I keep screwing up people's names. Block by block. Thank you very much for appreciating what I'm doing. I hope I'm amusing you enough. But tonight, it's not going to be all that involved. Like I was saying, this is going to be a lot of panel lining that we're doing. So it's not going to be too much insanity, just like it usually is in here when we're actually assembling something. Although, I will be assembling a new model come Saturday, as I'm buying a new kit this weekend. I think I've gotten too much alcohol on this. There you go. This is a perfect time to actually use tweezers. But nope. Not today, sir, not today. I don't know. Gundam Wing. I'm eventually going to be getting block by block. Thank you very much for following. I'm glad that I entertain you, and I hope to entertain you some more later on. But yes, do you have any pictures of it? I love seeing pictures of other people's work. Actually, love seeing other people's work, and I am gonna end up doing some Gundam Wing also. Right now, what I'm currently doing, or what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to do as many master grades as I can. I'm sorry, as many real grades as I can before I have to move to master grade. That's too much alcohol for the Q-tip. And Gundam Wing, I've seen a couple real grade Gundam Wings, and I'm actually very interested in eventually getting them and start building them also. Oh my lord. This is where it shows how much of an amateur I am, because I panel lined something that shouldn't be panel lined. So yeah, block by block, do you have any pictures? So I have to adjust my music there for a second. I'm gonna have to use Again, the good thing is there are no real rules to this, which means that even if I mess up, I didn't really mess up. No picks, it's just old school stuff. I didn't take care of them. I would play with them. I actually had the same idea when I first started doing this when I was much younger and a few years ago. Is that I actually played with the models, not realizing really that these are models and you shouldn't really be playing with them. For one, they're really fragile. And number two, the amount of time and work that you put into them, right? For them being really fragile and easy to break. But yeah, I did the same thing. I played with mine. And I shouldn't have. And Starcab, sorry about that, didn't respond back. What do you mean yesterday, today, and tomorrow? You've been... Don't tell me you're obsessing over yesterday, today, and tomorrow, because we can't both be doing that, because I do that a lot. Alright. You guys can't really see this, but trust me, it looks good. Trust me, it looks good. I'm very, very happy with the way this is turning out. And like I was saying earlier, this gives a good weathering effect also. If you don't rub it all off with alcohol, it gives some weathering effects. Like the armor's been used, like the armor's actually been in some kind of battles. Alright, so we've gotten that. We want to give a little bit more of gray in here. Now the thing about this is also you have to match both sides. So if I'm going to do all of this stuff on the left arm, I have to make sure that I do the same thing for the right arm in the same places, or else it's gonna look like it's uneven on both sides. But I had like Sandrock, Epion, Zero, I think I had the main one. It did turn into a plane thing, yes. I forgot their names. It's been a while since I've watched that series, actually. I've been watching, well, the last series I really devoted myself to is Gundam 00, which is the reason why I'm starting off with a 00 Gundam Exia in real grade. So do you remember what grade or you were building? High grade, I'm assuming? Maybe master grade? So we'll stop with this one. We'll start working on the other arm. Right arm this time. Oh, that's not nice, right? That's not nice at all. Actually, I should do that also after I do the arms. So let's leave that over there. Start off in the same place, which is back plate for the fist or the hand. $15, same with stickers and parts back in. Yeah, that's around the same time. Well, I stopped building Gundams right around 2005 or so. So yeah, you're more old school than I am actually. And back then I also, yeah, it was about $15. It's about the same now. It's probably high grade. The ones that you built back in the day. High grade, I think I might have some of my high grade models somewhere. But yeah, it was most likely the high grades, which explains the price. And they're like what, 1/44 scale, which is the same scale as what I'm the model that I've just built, the Exia that I just built. Don't want that to pop out too much. But this is these are real grades, which came out in 2010, and the real grade models are, they have the same detail level and they have the same articulation as the master grades, with the size and simplicity of the high grades. I gotta match that, so in the series. Oh yeah, the real grades? Yeah, the real grades are really solid. Like I said, it's got the same articulation as the the master grades, but the size of the high grades. Yeah, and it's real solid, really solid. I'm actually surprised how solid it is for it being so small. You would think it was more fragile than it actually is, but it's actually pretty solidly built. And yes, these are the real grade models, real grade. So it comes in between the high grade and the master grade. Which was introduced in 2000. I'm pretty sure it's 2010. Don't quote me on that, but pretty sure it was 2010 that these first came out. Your internet went down. Oh, you're on phone now. Dude, thank you very much for keeping up. And still being on your phone. Really appreciate it. Block by block, that is Starcab. Starcab has been very loyal to my channel. Every time I'm on, he tries to be on at the same time. He's very good to chat with and ask questions. And actually just converse with. So... welcome back, sir. Welcome back. So I got that down. Assuming that I got that down on both sides too. Yeah, I did. Yeah, Stark has been very loyal. Very good guy. Even when it's just him and I in here, he's a good guy to talk to, good person to talk to. And that's, you know, that's pretty much why a lot of us stream, right? Not necessarily even for any kind of amusement. It's because it's nice to have somebody to talk to and somebody to interact with while you actually do your hobbies, or before the creative channel, when, you know, to play video games. It's always fun to actually have somebody there with you to talk to and converse with and talk smack to every once in a while. So, you know, I'm not saying that everybody in here should chat. I don't mind lurkers at all. I do not mind lurkers at all. But at the same time, you know, it's just nice to have people to talk to. So when I'm actually done with this model, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take pictures of it. I'm going to have it, I'm going to take pictures of it, I'm going to post it up somewhere, and I am going to put it up on my channel, probably in my description area, so you'll be able to see what it looks like as a finished product. And like I was saying before, most likely these pieces are going to end up being prizes for anything that I do moving forward. If and when this channel actually gets big, then, you know. Block by block, that's exactly it, actually. That is exactly it. Having that outside contact while we're safe at home. Okay, so I've got that arm. Oh, I forgot that blue area. Let's see, how much of it do I have? Alright, we got that. How do I say my name? Oh. My name is pronounced Aojix or Ajix. With a, it sounds like a Channel Way. Thank you very much for following. I appreciate the fact that I can entertain you, and hopefully I can entertain you more later on, or as we move forward. Feel free to go ahead and chat if you're up to it. If not, that's completely fine. Go ahead and keep watching me either way. And as for block by block, yes, it's called. My name is Ajix or Aojix, however you want to pronounce it, as long as the G is pronounced as a J. If you want, I can give you an explanation of why that is, why my name is that. If not, then not a problem at all. Channel Way, thank you very much again for joining us. Appreciate it. There's some other parts that I should have gotten on the other shoulder that I'm gonna get now. Right after I do this. What is up with my music? What is up with my music? Tell me what is up with it. Oh, it's fine. It's just moving on to the next track. There's a lot more detail than I thought there would be. A lot more detail that I should put in. The story or the reason why? Okay, so I ride motorcycles. I originally rode sport bikes and now I ride a Harley. When I originally rode sport bikes, I rode Suzuki GSXR 750, and in the sport bike world, the nickname for the GSXR 750 was the Gixxer. I joined a motorcycle club when I was much younger, at which point they called me Jix because of my bike. Everybody has to have a nickname in a motorcycle club, everybody. So everybody called me Jix, and that's where I got that from. Now, I played a lot of MMORPGs, and in MMORPGs I figured, you know what, I might as well incorporate that name since that's what everybody calls me anyway. Somehow incorporate that name into my characters. So I came up with a bunch of different characters with the suffix Gix, G-I-X. So my original one, which is actually my original streaming channel here on Twitch, is Gungix, G-U-N-G-I-X. This new one is Ajix or Aojix, which is my shaman on World of Warcraft. That's how I came up with that name. And then there's other ones, Tenjix, Zenjix. There's a bunch of different little ones that I've made over the years. But Aojix has been one of my favorites because I like the pronunciation Ao. So yeah, you can call me Ao if you want. Not a problem for me at all. Or you can just call me Ray. It's in my channel. My real name is Ray. So go ahead and feel free to call me that if you'd like. That is my real name, and I don't mind people knowing what it is. It's not like I'm giving you guys my last name. Why did I make another stream if I had one? Nah, the original one that I made a few months, like I'd say about a year ago or so, I made one, and it was Gungix, and I thought it was pretty cool. I started streaming. I got a good amount of followers. But over this time, I wanted to stream again. You know, wanted to stream games again and whatnot. I got really interested in doing that again because I did have a lot of fun when I was doing that. It's just been a while, and I figured, you know what, I would rather start over than continue on with that. I'm that way, you know. There are times where I need to purge, and it's what, you know, one of those things that I wanted to purge, and one of those times in my life that I wanted to purge something. So I purged that, and that's where we came from. That's where this comes from. Now I started streaming games first. I actually started streaming League of Legends first on this channel, but I got into creative and I really really love it here. So now I'm doing this, and this is what Ajax is going to be doing. Maybe. And what kind of Harley do I ride? I have a custom Harley Davidson Sportster, and that is what I currently ride right now. Well, not currently ride, considering the fact that it's in pieces. I got into a bit of an accident a little while ago, and it's in the shop right now. Now, how do these? So I can tell you guys about my accident and how that happened, if you guys don't mind, like little motorcycle accident stories. Now, a little while ago, now I live in Southern California, and I used to work over in Hollywood. Oh, cripes, it's supposed to be brown. I made that mistake. So I used to work over in Hollywood, and in Hollywood there's a lot of tour buses because, you know, it's Hollywood and there's a lot of tourists like walking around and whatnot. So there's a lot of tour buses in Hollywood. Now I was on my way to work one day, and it's a street just like any other street, and there were these two tour buses that were really 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 slow, right? And usually when I see slow cars, I split traffic. Now that's legal to do here in California. I shouldn't have done that. Brown is not supposed to go with white. So I decided to split them, split the cars, the two tour buses. And one of the tour buses didn't realize that I was there and decided to move in closer to the other tour bus, at which point I got sandwiched in between the tour buses. Didn't break anything, but yeah, after being sandwiched and after the tour bus driver that hit me realized what he had done, he decided to, you know, move far away from me, or far enough away that I got spit out of the other end, which was fun. But like I said, no broken bones that time. Not as bad as my other accidents that I've had previously. This accident was actually not too bad. But unfortunately my bike was destroyed. That being the case, it's in the shop right now, and I haven't ridden in a little while. And it's a custom Harley, so the cool thing is I get to have new things done to it. So I get to have some more customizations done to it, which is cool because insurance is paying for the whole thing. To know you're okay, dangerous ride. Yeah, you know what it is? There's a lot of, I mean, I'm not gonna say that, you know, all drivers are bad, you know, according to motorcycle riders. Not all of them are bad. There's some bad motorcycle riders out there too that do bad things, and, you know, things they shouldn't. God knows I know that. I was like that when I was younger, where I did a lot of stupid stuff, wheelies and whatnot. But you know, not all drivers are dumb, or not all drivers are that dangerous. Most of the time everything's cool. The odds of you getting into a motorcycle accident is actually not that high. Just luck of the draw. Sometimes you get lucky, don't get hit that day. Sometimes you get unlucky and you get hit by a tour bus in Hollywood, and it squishes you into another tour bus in Hollywood. But yeah, one of these days I'll tell you guys more about my other accidents. I have had other accidents much worse than that. Much worse than that. Yeah, StarCab. Very fortunate. It's actually one of the reasons why I don't ride anymore, to be honest. You know, at least I'm considering not riding anymore. Is that I've been lucky so far, right? and I don't want to like push my luck. I have, you know, I have a beautiful wife, I have children, I have a job, and I have a wife and children, and I can't really support them if I'm dead. And I think I've had enough accidents that, you know, there's a higher power that's pretty much telling me to stop now. So maybe, but it's still in me. I still want to ride, right? I still want to be on a motorcycle. There's no other kind of freedom that I've felt in my entire life except for being on a motorcycle. No other freedom that I've ever felt. It's actually very therapeutic to be on a motorcycle because, number one, you're enclosed in a helmet, right? And in that helmet, there are no voices, there's no stress, there's no anything. Because the second that you're not paying attention, you're dead. So you're always concentrating, but you're by yourself, and there's really nothing else that you can think about. Oh, crap. Wait a minute, what did I do with the other foot? Oh, there's nothing else that you can really think about, right? There's nothing else that you can really worry about. There's nothing else in your life that matters except for you handling yourself on that motorcycle, right? Let me see, how does this go? Yes, you staying alive on that motorcycle is the most important thing, and actually I find that really therapeutic, really therapeutic. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I still want to ride, or I still ride. Red bits. Must panel line all red bits. Must panel line all bits that are red. How about you guys? You guys ride any motorcycles? Do anything with vehicles? Dumb things like what I do?
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand.
Ah, there's a bottom piece.
But it's no use, cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Let's see now, where are we? So we're doing the white bits, so that means we're gonna go back to gray. You don't necessarily have to be rich. Some motorcycles are actually not that expensive, to be honest. Lower CC motorcycles aren't very expensive. But yes, Sons of Anarchy is actually a really cool show. A lot of it is actually very true to well, not a lot of it, except for really all the killing and all the drugs and the guns and all that. A lot of it's actually pretty close to the way it actually is. I was actually very surprised by that, because I excuse me, I avoided that show for a long time because I thought it was going to give motorcycle riders and MC riders or motorcycle club riders a bad name, and it was gonna, you know, make it look all stupid and all Hollywood. But no, surprisingly enough, at least in the very beginning, it was pretty close to what it's supposed to be. Then it became crazy, you know. StarCav, yeah, most of the time on foot, yeah. Understandable. Nowadays, actually, you know, I kind of prefer walking over anything else. You know, either being on a motorcycle or walking. I don't really like being in a car, especially not here in LA. Here in LA, being in a car is just meh. it's just not worth it sometimes. My commute right now is 25 miles. 25 miles. But it takes me an hour to an hour and a half to get home from work. Hour and a half for 25 miles. Sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes it feels like it's not worth it. Man, I wish I could show you guys how much this is making these things look better. But I can't because the details are so tiny. But like I said, I'm gonna actually post this up. I'm gonna post pictures of all this later on. Once I complete it, and then you guys will get to see all the little details. That I'm adding to it. And the cool thing is the Q-tips, like I said, the Q-tips actually give it like a weathering effect. So even if I mess up and I make like a bunch of like stupid lines, oh my god, no light again. So if I make a bunch of stupid lines like that, everything just wipes off with a Q-tip, and it wipes off in a way that it makes it look weathered, as if this model is not brand new, as if this thing is not brand new at all, as if it's been in some battles and whatnot. And if there's really like a lot of excess, like what I just did right now, all you have to do is take some alcohol to it. And wipe it off with the Q-tip with alcohol, and it takes it right off. So how is everybody else tonight? I see there's some other people in this channel. How are you guys doing? Say hello. Either that, or you know what? I'm gonna throw in a quick shout out to myself. If you guys find me amusing and you would like to see more amusement from me, most likely in the form of more Gundams being assembled and built, please feel free to follow. If you just want to be amused for the night, completely understand. I'm the same exact way. Don't ever feel bad about that, because I'm the same exact way in other people's channels. If I find them amusing, then I'll watch. If I find them more amusing and I'd like to watch them more, then I follow. If not, no hard feelings. At least I'd like to think that that's how they feel. I'd like to hope that's how they feel. Some people are so involved about getting followers and so stressed out about it that they forget why they do this, which is mainly to have people to talk to while you do something like this, and people to watch you, because I like to be watched. I like to be watched. Damn it, I like it when people watch me do stuff. It sounds all dirty like, but it's not, trust me. Or maybe it is. No, I'm just kidding, it's not. There's nothing like that at all. Alright, so that's another piece. Let's do another piece here. This is really coming along. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really glad that this is happening the way it's happening. Like I said, I wish you guys can see this, but at the very least, we can talk, right? We're friends. We can talk. We friends, we friends. Makes it pop, like really, really pop. Okay, dark gray. Some dark gray areas that we want to panel line right here. Dark gray means that we use black on them. You know what I started watching tonight is The Pacific on HBO. I never watched it before, and I actually find it super amusing. Well, not amusing. I shouldn't say amusing. It's a drama about World War II. So I wouldn't, you know, I don't want to disrespect it by saying it's amusing. It's actually very I almost don't want to say entertaining, because like I said, it's a lot more serious than that. But yeah, it's entertaining. It's actually a really, really good show. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And I was actually watching it before I started streaming tonight. And I almost didn't stream tonight because I was actually watching that. Almost didn't stream tonight. And I figured, you know, this is just panel lining. Who wants to watch me panel line a model? Who wants to watch that? Really? Do you guys really, really want to watch me do this? Which is create black lines on a really tiny model that you can't even see with while I do it? Apparently some of you guys do. The Pacific is a good one. I've seen it. Yep. I'm actually on episode 3 right now. Never seen it before. Really, really good show. Right? Really, really, really good miniseries. I am actually surprised how well or how much I'm enjoying it. But yeah, apparently you guys enjoy watching me do this. Sadists. That's what you guys are. You're sadists. You love it. You love watching me do boring stuff. Well, it's not boring to me. Anybody else would probably be bored out of their skulls, but you guys are here, so. You can't blame me though. It's probably because of my sparkling personality. I know. It's because I'm awesome. That's the reason why you guys are here. I'm just kidding. Really. I really don't have a big head like that. I wish I did, though. Sometimes it helps in the real world. This is turning out very, very, very nicely. Alright, so we're still doing white or off-white. So we're still on gray areas. You find it therapeutic? What, watching me? Because I find it therapeutic talking to you guys. It might be the fact that I'm not like, you know, really hyper, or the channel isn't like all crazy. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I mean, I would like to think that eventually my channel is going to be a little bit more active. Eventually, you know, no rush on that. I kind of like this. I like the intimacy of the way things are right now. But yeah, I find you guys therapeutic. I'm glad that you find me that way too. Alright. Either or. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, my friend. I know exactly what you mean. Either or. Alright, so those bits are done. So let's go get the thigh bits or the leg bits. It's so hard to resist, like making like purposeful whatchamacallit, weathering. I'm actually to the point right now where I'm making sure that I go over the lines because I want it to look weathered. I want it to look used. I want this armor to look like it's been through some shit. I want this armor to look very detailed. I want the armor to pop out. I want it to be as much of a feature as its articulation. And as far as I know, nobody else is really streaming Gundam models, right? I mean, I saw somebody there the other night, like I was telling StarCab. I watched some guy building a high grade Gundam X or the Gundam XX. I forget which one, but they were streaming a high grade their build, and you know, not to toot my own horn, but it wasn't that as involved and detailed as mine. But at the same time, you know, to each his own. But he did well. He had a lot of people watching him, and a lot of people following. I'm assuming that he's a gamer first, a game streamer first, and you know, as opposed to my channel, which is, well, originally for game streaming, but is now a channel for building Gundams. Let's see. Where are we here? Alright. I am really liking this. I have only seen a handful of people stream Gunpla. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking to myself, number one, I'm gonna be enjoying myself doing this because this is something I really have been planning to do for a long time anyway. Not only that, there's not that many people streaming Gunpla. I thought, you know, hey, it might be pretty cool, right? It might be a pretty cool little niche to get into. Not only do I enjoy it, but it's something that I can stream, and not too many people are doing it, so, you know, competition's not exactly there. I don't have to worry about, you know, something like League of Legends where there's like hundreds of streamers, and just breaking into that is rough. Which I was streaming that originally as League of Legends because I enjoy the game, and you know, for other reasons. I have other reasons why I played the game. But yeah. I thought this would be perfect, actually. I thought this would be perfect. Alright, so is the panel lining on this done? Yeah, I've done everything I could on this leg. Are there any other colors that I should worry about? No. No. Any other parts I should worry about? Nope. Did I already panel line that? Looks like I did. Okay. Yeah, looks good. Alright, let's start off with the red foot again. Red foot. Back to panel lining. You know what? Just because I want to be rewarded, I want to reward myself, I'm going to have a drink. I'm gonna have a quick vape. Don't mind the smoke. It's not really smoke. It's just vapor. Yeah, Sarcab. I've seen Giant Waffles. He does a lot of 40k stuff. I think he might be doing some Gundam stuff also pretty soon. But I do enjoy his channel, regardless. I watch his channel. Even though, you know, he's competition, quote unquote. I watch his channel a lot, actually, when he does 40k. Why? Because he's amusing as hell, that guy. He's very amusing. He talks a lot. He's very interactive. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's all you can really ask for from a streamer, right? Somebody that's interactive and amusing. Somebody that's fun to talk to. That's all you can ask for. And he does all of that. He does all of that very well at that. I find that very endearing about him. So yeah. He does a majority of the oh man, that came off again. He does a majority of the Warhammer 40k stuff that I've seen. He's got the most followers for that and the most viewers. He's got like 1,000 or so viewers or a few thousand viewers. But then again, I think he streams games also. That's probably why. It's probably from his gamer side that a lot of people follow him, which I find really cool, actually, that people would follow somebody you know, from outside of their usual. Like, for instance, if I streamed a bunch of games and then, you know, I decided to go do some creative stuff, that my followers would follow me in there. I find that very amusing. I find that, you know, to be, you know, I find his followers, and a lot of followers on Twitch, to be very committed and loyal to their streamers, which I find really cool. My music turn off again? No, music, no, don't do it. Let's see if it actually recovers. It should recover. Oh, it did recover. So yeah, I find that really amusing, and I find that really cool that a lot of people would follow their streamers from one thing to another, especially something as different as going from games or a gaming channel or gaming stream to a creative stream where they just watch somebody build something, right? Where they would just watch somebody build a Warhammer 40k model. And, you know, they're coming from him playing games or knowing him for his games and then just sitting there and watching him. Now, mind you, he's amusing as hell, so that's probably why. I'll give him that. Like I said, very interactive, very people person. I actually really like that about him. That's why I watch his stream. Even I watch his stream. Giant Waffles, good guy. I was watching some of his stream earlier today at work, actually, and he was actually playing games. And I found his channel with his friends actually pretty funny. I thought it was cool. I forget what game he was playing, but well, I couldn't really pay attention all that much to the game that they were playing because I was at work and I was working. Yeah, in his games, right? He primarily talked to people on TS or Skype. But, you know, when it comes to his channel, like his creative channel, he talks a lot to his followers, to his watchers. Or his roommate every once in a while, he'll talk smack to that guy. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I do not need brown in there. This is where the alcohol comes in handy. Alcohol comes in handy because you want to wipe off all that brown from that area. And it comes right off. Yeah, sexy. Comes right off. But yeah, I find his channel fun. I like his channel. I like his people a lot. Just like you guys. You guys are pretty awesome. The people that do talk to me here. Even the lurkers that I have here are pretty awesome. The fact that you're here with me. Oh, to people who subscribe to his channel? Really? I don't know. I could have sworn he talks to everybody, but I wouldn't want to think that he only talks to the people who are subscribed. Alright, so we're done with the red bits, so we'll go back to the white bit. I'm gonna vape a little bit more, but yeah. I don't know, I thought that, you know, he talked to everybody. Either way, I think, you know, most of the time he's pretty cool. I'd like to think he's cool. I'd like to think that he's pretty cool. I'd like to think that I'm pretty cool. I hope people think I'm cool. I'm not just saying that because I'm needy or anything. I think it's a natural and basic need for people to have people like them, right? In some way, shape, or form. Whether it be through positive or negative means, a lot of people just want to be liked. I think it's something that all people need, all people want. There's a bit here that I should have panel lined, which just showed up on my... Well, maybe I shouldn't have. Ah, it's gonna happen anyway. We're doing it anyway. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Fuck it. Fuck it, we're doing it live. Oh, it turned out pretty well. Okay, so we found an actual piece that we should panel line. That we're going to do now. Ah! That bit fell off again. Why do you keep falling off, little bit? You bitty piece, you. Don't fall off anymore. Daddy don't like it. And now if I can just get it back in place, the way it's supposed to be. Yes, people desire acceptance. That should be a better, that's a better way of putting it. People desire acceptance. In some way, shape, or form, from you know, from other different people, whether it be from your parents, from your friends, from acquaintances, from people that you see on the street. You know, it's something we all want. It's something intrinsic to our personality as humans. Ah, listen to me using big words. Sometimes I'm fancy. Sometimes I'm fancy. Oh wait, this is the one I've already done. That's why. I was like, how come these parts look like they're already panel lined? I don't remember panel lining these parts. And that's because I was working on a piece that I already worked on before. Now we're moving on to this leg. We're actually supposed to be working on this leg. This leg. I got all quiet there because that part requires somewhat of a soft hand. Did my music cut off again? Silly music. Patience, patience. This is something I learned about building Gundam models, or building this model, is patience. It's required. Alright, so that's good, that's good. So StarCap, you watch any good channels lately on Twitch? Anybody else? Yeah, watch any good channels on Twitch lately? Something I might want to follow? I've been looking for it. Since this is a new channel, I don't have all the people that I usually follow, and I can only remember some names. Not everybody. So I need more people to follow. I could use your guidance, peoples. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, I did do that piece. I did both sides. I'll have to check your profile. Are you a streamer also, StarCap? If so, well, you know what? Either way, I should follow you. You've been kind enough to follow me, so follow for a follow should be a rule, or a really hard guideline. You know what? While we're at it, yeah, let me check your channel. Oh, if it would let me. Yeah. Well, I just checked your channel. What do you want me to look at on your channel? What did you want me to see? What is it you wanted me to see? What's in the box? What's in the box? Blue Flash 1982, thank you very much for following. I appreciate the fact that I amuse you, and I hope I can amuse you more later on with everything that I do. Thank you for the follow again. Thank you very much. If you have any questions or if you want to chat it up, go ahead and do it in my channel. I am more than willing to chat and or answer any questions you may have about what I'm doing. My actions are somewhat limited on your... Oh yeah. Understandable, StarCap. Oh yeah. You follow about 49 people. Oh no, I'm supposed to use black for that. I might as well change that. I'm supposed to use black for the dark gray areas. I'll definitely check out the people that you follow. I actually trust your judgment. You know, not just because you follow me and you talk to me all the time. I actually trust your judgment as from what we have talked about, from how we talked before. You seem like a cool guy. You seem like you would like the same things that I like. Back to gray. Back to gray. You know what sucks about this? There's times where you forget what you have and haven't already panel lined. Oh, like I said, I wish you guys could see how much detail this is actually adding to this model. Okay, so there's a part that I actually did not panel line on the other leg that I'm going to do there right now. What? Oh, I thought I cut myself. I see a red mark on my finger and I thought I cut myself. No, 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 it's just a brown pen. Just a brown pen. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. So for the people who are watching this channel, if you're wondering if this is the only model that I'm building, this is not. I'm actually going to be building probably a model a week, starting with this one. I already have a plan for my next model, which will be starting probably this coming Saturday. I usually stream evenings. I try to be on at 8 o'clock at night, but that doesn't always happen. So most likely you'll find me on around 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I'm going a little late tonight because I actually got on like a little around 10 o'clock-ish. So, we're going a little later than we usually do. Plus, this is calming for me. This is relaxing for me. Not just the model making, but also being able to talk to all of you and being able to have you guys watch me do this. Exactly, very therapeutic. Like I was telling StarCap earlier, and block by block, this is actually very therapeutic for me. I enjoy this quite much. Much enjoying. Much enjoyment. There's another piece that I forgot that I did not panel line that I'm going to do right now. But it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true. Oh, so beautiful, much beautiful. Much beautiful. Such model, much beautiful. So, everybody that's watching, I really appreciate you guys watching. Let's see here, what am I missing? On the bottom of the leg, or the calf, nothing else. Did I already panel line this? Yeah, I did. So let's get to panel lining on this side. So, for those that are wondering why I'm doing this, right? Because I know I've explained it before, but just in case I have some new people in here, for those of you guys wondering what I'm doing what's called panel lining. Now, each model or each Gundam model that you purchase will have little lines in it that are like little, well, how do we put this? Like little indentations and little lines within the armor itself or the outside armor. Now, for pieces that are white, especially for pieces that are white, this doesn't show up very well. Doesn't show up very well at all. But if you panel line using these special pens or just craft pens, craft ink pens, and then you draw in those little areas, those little indentations, and then you wipe it off with a Q-tip, it adds so much more detail. It adds so much more detail, because what happens now is that those little indentations become darker and they pop out more. They're much more visible. For instance, these vents. I don't know if you see these vents. My camera kind of sucks, but there's these little vents that wouldn't show up at all until you panel lined them. Segments. Oh yeah, that's a good way to describe it to you. Little segments in the armor that otherwise you would never be able to see. Like this has vents, and unless I panel lined them, nobody would ever notice, right? Nobody would ever notice. So here I am doing that. I've already assembled this model. This was my first Gunpla on this stream, and then next week we will have another one. We'll have a new one that we're going to be streaming. I'm already planning it out. I've already planned it. I'm already going to buy it. I already know when and how and where. But starting next week, I'm actually going to have more of a schedule. This week it's just been, you know, whenever, pretty much, whenever the mood strikes. Starting next week, I'll have an actual schedule. What I'm looking at is most likely Saturday, Sunday, whenever I can. And then on the weekdays, it'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'll probably be streaming 4 or 5 times a week. And I figured that would be enough time, plenty enough time for me to be able to build the model and then panel line it every single week. And the cool thing is, I'm actually going to end up with a bunch of models, and I got to, you know, share it with everybody here. So I'm going to end up with a bunch of models. I got to share the fun with everybody else, right? I mean, it's win-win. Definitely win-win. Definitely win-win. But yeah, this week has been, you know, whenever. Because one of the things is I wanted to see how long it would actually take me to do something like this. I wanted to gauge the amount of time and the amount of effort that I'd have to put in. And I have a good idea now. So, according to what I've figured out, get a new Q-tip. According to what I've figured out, the best times, I've kind of got a good idea of the best times, and also the amount of time in the schedule. I think I've got it pretty much down. I know how long it should take. I know when I should stream. Alright, that looks good. Yeah, I can live with that. That looks good. That looks very good. Alright, let's go to the other side. Let's see here. You should see all the how well I'm doing with these lines. As in, not well at all. Jeez. Thank goodness that you're actually supposed to color outside the lines every once in a while, because you're going to be rubbing it out with a Q-tip anyway, and like I said before, it just gives a weathering effect. which is something that you want anyway. You don't want these lines to be exact and perfect, which is usually the way it works for a lot of these models. Everything has to be perfect. Uh, Go! Music, go! My music decided to die on me for a second. Alright. Although I gotta admit, it's probably a lot more amusing to people when they watch me assemble these things as opposed to watching me panel line them. But I just wanted to get most of this done tonight. So, you know, the plan was to get the arms and the legs done tonight for the panel lining and then probably take off after that, which is actually still the current plan. You know, I have work tomorrow, and I at least wanted to get as much of this done as possible. And from the looks of it, I've got the legs pretty much done. And I know I got the arms done. I know that. I know I got the arms done because I was there. I did it. I was there while it was being done. I should know. I should know that it was done because I'm the one that did it. So I did the arms, and as you know, as I'm doing this, I'm actually learning because I've never taken so much effort and time into building a Gundam before. I built them in the past when I was younger, but you know, they're a little snap-on high grades and a couple of master grades. And even the master grades, I really didn't care. I just snapped everything off, and like I didn't use like side clippers, or I didn't file anything down. I didn't really do anything extra. And like I said, I wish you guys could see this. How much better this looks with the panel lining. But, oh well. Like I said, I'll take pictures of it. That would be it for now, guys. Tomorrow, or maybe Thursday, it depends. I get pretty tired nowadays. Or I get very tired during the weekdays. Either tomorrow, or Thursday, or maybe Friday, or maybe every day this week, I'm going to be finishing the panel lining on the torso and the head, right? Because the torso and the head will definitely need it, but the torso and the head has so many like little pieces that need to be panel lined, and so many different parts that need to be panel lined, that doing that tonight would be unrealistic for me. At best, it would be unrealistic for me. So it's something that I want to do later on. Something that I want to do when I have a little bit more time. So that being the case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for staying with me, and some of you for chatting, and thank you very much for everybody that followed. I really do appreciate it. You guys are very, very cool people. I you know, considering, you know, what I do, you know, creative is a small enough space, and especially building Gundam models, it's even a smaller space. But you guys are here, you guys have watched me, and StarCab, you are awesome as always. And as per usual, you guys are badass, and I'd like to see you again. I'd like for you guys to enjoy what I do. So if you have any suggestions on my channel, and you know what you'd like to see me do, all my information is actually on my description, including my email, I believe. If not, then I should really add that. But either way, I'll figure that out tomorrow, and I'll probably add it tomorrow if it's not there. And you know, email me, catch me on social media, and then let me know what you guys want me to do. Let you know if you have any questions that you couldn't ask before, then please feel free. Other than that, guys, it's been a great night. I really appreciate you guys chilling with me and kicking it with me. There will be more panel lining being done this week, and then we'll do some poses and pictures and all that stuff. Other than that, thank you guys very much. Really appreciate it again. I'm going to be ending the stream tonight, and have a good night.